A simple grain, a staple of nourishment for countless generations. Yet for many, this humble food has become a source of fear and confusion. It is seen as a white mountain that threatens to create a storm within the delicate balance of the body. Most people will only hear the names of different rice varieties. 99% will miss the final chapters and the profound understanding of how we eat, which is a truth that holds more power than what we eat. The white mountain. Let us first understand the nature of the fear. The common white rice that is known to the world is like a pure white mountain of snow. It is beautiful in its simplicity, but it is also very refined. It has been polished and stripped of its outer layers, its protective husk and bran. What remains is the pure starchy heart of the grain. To the body, this is a source of very quick, very accessible energy. When you consume this white mountain, it is like a rapid thaw. The snow melts quickly, flooding your inner rivers with a sudden surge of sweetness. This is the spike that is so often spoken of. It is a moment of intense, high energy, a great wave in the otherwise calm waters of your bloodstream. For a body that is already struggling to maintain its inner harmony, a body whose banks are already weakened, this sudden flood is a great challenge. It forces the body to work very hard, to release a powerful surge of its own balancing hormones to manage the flood and bring the river back to a safe level. This frantic effort is stressful. Over time, this repeated cycle of flood and frantic response can exhaust the body's delicate balancing systems. It is like a small village that lives by a river and is faced with a flash flood every single day. Eventually, the villagers grow tired and the levees begin to fail. This is why the white mountain, in its pure and simple form, can be a difficult food for those seeking inner balance. It is not that the mountain is evil, it is that its nature is one of quick release of sudden intensity. For a system that craves stability and gentle rolling hills, this sharp peak can be a source of profound disturbance. The fear, therefore, is not misplaced. It comes from a real experience of this inner disruption. But to simply banish the mountain from our kingdom is an incomplete solution. It is to live in fear of the food rather than in wisdom of the body. The path of wisdom is not to destroy the mountain, but to understand its nature and to learn how to approach it and its gentler cousins in a way that creates harmony, not chaos. We must learn to see beyond the whiteness of the snow and to understand the deeper structure of the grain itself. For not all mountains are made of pure, quick-melting snow. Some are made of more complex, more enduring rock. The shielded grain. Nature, in its profound wisdom, does not typically create foods of such quick and intense energy. The white mountain is largely a human creation. In its original natural state, the rice grain comes with its own protective layers, its own shield. This is the brown rice, the red rice, the black rice, the grains that still wear the coat that nature gave them. This coat, the bran and the germ, is a treasure house of nourishment. It contains fiber, vitamins, minerals, and healthy oils. But more importantly, in the context of our discussion, this shield acts as a form of natural, slow-release technology. When you consume a shielded grain, the body cannot access the starchy heart as quickly. It must first work through the tough, fibrous outer layers. The melting of this mountain is not a sudden flash flood. It is a slow, gentle thaw, like the snow on a forested mountain that melts gradually over many weeks. The energy, the sweetness, is released into your inner rivers, not as a great wave, but as a gentle, steady trickle. The body does not panic. It does not need to release a frantic surge of its balancing hormones. It can easily manage this gentle, steady stream of nourishment. The villagers by the river can go about their day in peace. This is why choosing a shielded grain over a polished one is the first and most simple step towards enjoying rice without creating inner turmoil. The fiber in these whole grains is a profound gift. It not only slows the release of energy, but it also nourishes the good inhabitants of your inner ecosystem, your gut microbiome. A healthy inner garden contributes profoundly to the body's overall ability to maintain balance and harmony. So, when you choose brown rice, you are not just choosing a slower sugar, you are choosing to tend to your inner garden. When you choose black or purple rice, you are not just choosing fiber, you are also consuming the deep pigments, the antioxidants that act like loving protectors for your body's cells. The choice is to move away from the naked, polished grain and to embrace the grain as nature intended it, whole, complete, and intelligently shielded. This simple shift from white to brown, red, or black is the first layer of wisdom. It is a powerful act of choosing the gentle hill over the sharp mountain. The earth's companions. The wisdom of our ancestors did not stop at simply choosing the right grain. They understood a deeper principle, that a food is rarely eaten alone. A single grain, even a shielded one, is still just one note. A meal should be a symphony. Our ancestors instinctively knew how to combine foods in a way that created harmony in the body. They understood that the grain should always be served with its companions from the earth. The first and most important companion to rice is protein. Foods like beans, lentils, chickpeas, or high-quality, mindfully sourced animal foods. Protein has a powerful stabilizing effect on the body's energy. It is digested very slowly and sends a signal of satiety and groundedness to the brain. When you eat rice alongside a source of protein, the protein acts as a gentle brake on the entire digestive process. It ensures that even the energy from the rice is absorbed more slowly and steadily. It is like placing small rocks in the river to ensure the current never becomes too fast. The second crucial companion is healthy fat. This could be the fat from avocado, nuts, seeds, or good quality oils like olive or sesame oil. Fat, like protein, is a source of slow, enduring energy. It slows down the emptying of the stomach, further ensuring a gradual release of nutrients into the bloodstream. It adds a richness and satisfaction to the meal that prevents the craving for quick, sweet energy later on. The third and perhaps most vital companion is fiber from vegetables, especially non-starchy, leafy green vegetables. Piling your plate high with spinach, kale, broccoli, or bok choy alongside your rice is a profound act of wisdom. This plant fiber is a master regulator. It creates a kind of gel-like matrix in your digestive system that physically slows down the absorption of sugars. It is like building a series of small, permeable dams along your inner river, ensuring a peaceful, manageable flow. So, the wise way to eat rice is never to eat a simple, plain bowl of it by itself. That is inviting the flood. The wise way is to see rice as a base, a canvas upon which you paint a beautiful and balanced picture. A small portion of rice, accompanied by a generous portion of protein and a mountain of green vegetables, all brought together with a touch of healthy fat. This is the symphony. This is the meal that nourishes without overwhelming, that satisfies without creating a storm. This principle of companionship is more important than the specific type of rice you choose. A small amount of white rice eaten in this balanced way is far more harmonious for the body than a large bowl of brown rice eaten all by itself. This is the deeper wisdom that we have forgotten. It is the art of creating a balanced plate, a harmonious community of foods that work together to support the body's peace. The cooling fire. There is another layer of wisdom, a subtle understanding of how we can change the very nature of the grain through simple preparation. This is the concept of creating resistant starch. It sounds complex, but it is an act of profound and ancient simplicity. Resistant starch is a type of starch that resists digestion in your upper gut. It travels through your system largely untouched until it reaches your large intestine. There, it does not act like a sugar, it acts like a prebiotic fiber. It does not feed you, it feeds your inner garden, the beneficial bacteria that live within you. This is a way to have the satisfaction of a starchy food without the accompanying flood of sweetness into your bloodstream. How do we perform this simple kitchen alchemy? It is a two-step process of heating and cooling. First, you cook your rice as you normally would, whether it is white, brown, or black. The cooking process breaks down the starches and makes them easily digestible. Then you perform the crucial second step. You cool the rice down completely. You can do this by spreading it out on a tray or by refrigerating it for several hours or overnight. During this cooling process, the structure of the starch molecules changes. They recrystallize into a new form, the resistant starch form. When you then eat this cooled rice, either cold in a salad or gently reheated, a significant portion of the starch will no longer be available to you as quick sugar. It has been transformed. The quick melting snow has been changed into a kind of nourishing ice that does not melt until much later on its journey. This simple act of cooking and cooling can dramatically lower the glycemic impact of the rice. It turns a high-energy food into a slow-energy, gut-nourishing food. This technique is a profound gift for anyone who loves rice but is wary of its effect on their inner balance. It allows you to enjoy the food without the usual metabolic consequences. It is a beautiful example of how a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of patience in preparation can completely alter the way a food interacts with your body. It is not about seeking a magic pill or a special superfood. It is about understanding the humble and powerful transformations that are available to us right in our own kitchen. It is the art of being a gentle alchemist, using the simple forces of heat and cold to turn a potential problem into a powerful solution. The mindful eater, we have now arrived at the deepest layer of wisdom, the truth that holds more power than all the other principles combined. You can have the perfect shielded grain, the most balanced plate of companions, the most cleverly prepared resistant starch, but if you eat it in a state of stress, you have lost the war before the first battle. The state of your mind when you eat determines to a very large degree how your body will receive and process the food. If you eat while you're anxious, while you are angry, while you are scrolling through your phone or watching stressful news, your body is not in a state of digestion. It is in a state of fight or flight. Your nervous system has sent a clear signal to your entire being. We are under threat. This is not a safe time to rest and digest. In this state, the production of your digestive enzymes plummets. Your stomach clenches. The blood flow is diverted away from your gut and towards your limbs, preparing you to run or to fight. To eat in this state is to place food into a system that is completely unprepared to receive it. It is like trying to plant seeds in the middle of a hurricane. The soil is not receptive, the seeds will not take root. The food, no matter how perfect, will sit in your gut, undigested, creating gas, bloating, and fermentation. Its sugars will be absorbed erratically, chaotically, contributing to the very imbalance you are trying to avoid. This is the missing key. The modern world has taught us what to eat, but it has completely forgotten to teach us how to eat. The how is more important than the what. The practice of mindful eating is the antidote to this modern disease of stressed consumption. It is the conscious decision to create a small island of peace and presence around the act of eating. Before you take your first bite, pause. Put down your fork, put away your phone. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Let your body come out of its state of tension and into a state of calm. This simple act of breathing tells your nervous system, we are safe now. It is time to receive nourishment. Then, as you eat, do so slowly, chew your food thoroughly. The process of digestion begins in the mouth. Chewing is a pre-digestive process that takes an enormous burden off the rest of your system. Put your fork down between bites. This simple act prevents you from shoveling food in mindlessly. It forces you to slow down. And as you eat, pay attention. Notice the flavors, the textures, the colors on your plate. Engage your senses. This is not some esoteric practice. It has a real physiological effect. It stimulates the proper release of digestive juices. By eating in this calm, present, and mindful way, you are creating the optimal inner environment for digestion. You are ensuring that the food you so carefully chose and prepared is actually welcomed, assimilated, and used for true nourishment. This practice of mindful eating can transform your relationship with food and with your own body. It can turn a source of fear and anxiety into a moment of peace, gratitude, and profound self-care. It is the final and most powerful piece of the puzzle. It is the wisdom that makes all the other wisdom truly effective. The path to balance is not about the fearful elimination of a single food. It is about the joyful cultivation of wisdom. It is the wisdom to choose the whole grain, to balance the plate with companions, to prepare with patience, and above all, to eat with a peaceful and grateful mind.